Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Comfy Cozy book discussion. I am your host, Hannah from the Teachers TBR. I am the host of Comfy Cozy, and we are here to discuss You Are Fatally Invited by Andy Palago tonight. And I'm pretty excited about this discussion because I feel like quite a few of us enjoyed it. And we were talking backstage how we were pleasantly surprised as well. So, whether you're watching this live, it's okay.
Sorry, I
Whether you're
accidentally hit.
That's okay. Whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the replay, let us know. Leave us a magnifying glass emoji if you ended up reading it. But yeah, I will go ahead and let my co-host introduce themselves and tell us if you have a channel. Is that me? Can you hear that?
I don't know.
Can you hear like weird noises coming from my? Okay, good. If I'm going to let you two introduce yourselves. If you would tell us if you have a channel, you can tell us that. Or if you don't, you can kind of tell us like what you read or if this is kind of in your wheelhouse or out of your wheelhouse. Okay. Whoever wants to start.
Whoever. It doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm Jen. I do have a page, Pages in Chaos, although it's been a while since I posted because life. I kind of have to be in the mood for thrillers, so this is like sort of in my wheelhouse when I'm in the mood for it. But I kind of read a little bit of everything, mostly a mood reader. So yeah. But yeah, that's me.
I'm Andrea. I'm from the Birdhouse Rules here on YouTube. I also haven't posted in a while because of life. And I read a lot of mysteries, so it kind of fits in what I like. So.
And I was telling Andrea backstage because she really enjoyed the Thursday Murder Club, which a lot of us didn't love. And when I read this book, I was like, "Oh, Andrea's going to eat this up." So I was really glad that you ended up liking it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we will go ahead and jump into the discussion. We have a couple of people here. Keisha is here. She ended up finishing it like 2 days, which I was very impressed by. Hi, my friend. And then Rebecca is here. So again, if you guys hop in and out of the chat, just kind of come and go as you please or answer the questions as you please. But we'll go ahead and jump on into it. All right. Let's talk general thoughts. Don't tell us any ratings yet. Just kind of tell us, like, did you expect a lot going into this or had you heard anything about it? What were your general thoughts of the overall book? Anything you would just want to tell us generally. And we can like take turns. So like Andrew, you can do one first, I'll do one first, and then Jen. So that way we're not all like starting at the same we're all not first.
Yeah.
So Andrea, if you want to start this one and then
Okay.
maybe Jen can do the next one, or we can do it that way.
I had seen others read it, and I don't remember now who it was. I feel like Oshina was one of them, but then I feel like I seen somebody else, and I think was it Lauren Jean?
Yeah, she's the one I heard talk about it the most.
Yeah, and I think she liked it, didn't she? Didn't she like rave about it in her vlog or whatever? So I had high hopes, but then when I started reading it, I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm not going to like this. Because for me, like, I loved the Thursday Murder Club because I loved the characters. And, like, I don't have to connect to the characters to love them. Does that kind of make sense? But I enjoy the character work. So I didn't really like any of the characters in this one. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to hate this book. But it picked up. And I was really happy that I stuck with it because I was worried to start with. And I read it all this week because I didn't want to forget by the time of the live show. So I actually finished it like 20 minutes ago. But yeah, because I was like, I'll forget it if I don't because I'm bad not to take notes. So, but I ended up liking it by the end. So it could have been, I was nervous for a while though.
So I did not have any expectations going in. When I started reading it, immediately I thought, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. Especially because like I had just read that not that long ago for class, actually, for a book review I had to do for class assignment. And it was just like, all right, is this just like a copy paste of that? Same concept. I'm not going to get to the spoilers of that yet, but then I'm like, okay. I started seeing like some other things and I'm like, okay, I'm liking this. All right, that's different, and definitely by the end, it picked up and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm definitely into this. I'm not like, when I read thrillers, I don't read a lot of them. I kind of just go off of like recommendations or book club stuff. So when I saw, like, I don't know, would this be considered, is it Locked Room? I don't know what the trope is for this particular one, but I was like, are all of them the same? Like same exact concept? So that was like, all right, I don't know. But I wound up liking it by the end. So yeah.
I do think it was pretty reminiscent of other things. Like, It was very reminiscent of Clue. Like, it gave me Clue feelings, and then it also gave me like a Scooby-Doo kind of thing. Like just like a regular closed circle, like there's somebody in the room that's the killer. And I do think a lot of them tend to do the same things. Yeah. But my general thoughts going into it, I honestly had pretty low expectations because I love closed circle mysteries, like where the murderer is part of the group, but they tend to be slower. And I don't love slower mystery and thrillers. I just don't. I like to be engaged at all times, and usually they're pretty slow. So I had pretty low expectations, but I loved it. I won't say much more than that, but I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much. All right, Keisha's general thoughts. I was sucked in from the get-go with her writing. I do think her writing was really good. This book has been on my TBR prior to its release, and I'm not going to lie, I'm sad I waited to start hearing others talk about it before I read it, because I think it would have been cool for me to be surprised by the redemption at the end. But I was sad for all of it, and I think she did so many amazing things. I agree with all of that. All right, number 2. Let's talk least favorite characters and favorite characters. And for anybody who needs a refresher on the characters, I actually did take notes. This was the only book my entire time I've done Comfy Cozy that I have taken notes. And I don't know why I decided to do that. But I read it very early on in the month. So I was like, I probably should take notes. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and give you a refresher on who the characters were. We have J.R. Allister, which was the author, which was the main host of the estate. And then we got Thomas Fletcher, Ashton Carter, Mila, Violet, Cassandra, Rodrigo, and his wife, Olivia. So, who was your favorite and your least favorite? And you can also tell us why. And Jen, if you want to start this one.
I don't know that I had a favorite. I did like Cassandra. I guess she would be my favorite. Did not like Rodrigo. He annoyed me from the beginning. He was just too whiny. And even Mila, even with what we find out about her and things like that, I just was so annoyed by her. I felt like saying, girl, get over it. Seriously, you did this whole thing. Get over it. That's how I felt. So I definitely was annoyed by Rodrigo in the beginning. And then I did not care for Mila, even though she was a main part of this whole entire thing.
Dang. Wow. Okay.
I know. I just oh my God. I don't have the patience for that. I just feel like if she was sitting in front of me, I would literally look at her and be like, seriously? Get over it. Yeah. Move on. Get over it.
That's hilarious.
I can go next. My favorite was from the get-go Cassandra, which is hilarious now because I still don't know. I don't know if she would be like, is that problematic to say that she was my favorite character? But in the same sense, like her personality was hilarious. Like in the beginning, she was hilarious. I don't know. I tend to root for the older ladies. I don't know why. I just love older ladies in mysteries. And then, so it is pretty problematic that she was my favorite because of what happened towards the end, which we'll get to. But my least favorite, for some reason, and I can't even pinpoint the reason why, was Olivia, like Rodrigo's wife. She was kind of like my Mila to you. She just got on my nerves for no. I didn't trust her from the get-go, and when Rodrigo went missing and his body turned up, she still didn't act like she cared that much. I don't know. She did not sit well with me. So those are mine.
I don't know that I really had favorites. I don't know why. Like, I didn't really like any of them as far as like, I wouldn't want to read more about them than I did in this book. Does that kind of make sense? Mm-hmm. And so I didn't really have any favorites, but I think Fletch got on my nerves the worst. He was a turd. So I really didn't like him. And I understood, like, I liked Cassandra because of the humor that she brought. And I liked Ash. I'm about to say it, Alistair, but that's not him. He's the bad guy. Ashton. Okay. But like I said, I wouldn't want to read more about them, if that kind of makes sense. So that's why, like, in the beginning, I was like, I'm not going to like this book because I don't like any of these people.
Did you listen to the audiobook?
Yeah.
What did you think of his accent?
I listened to it sped up, and so that changed things just a little bit, but I liked it okay, but his inflection on certain words, and I don't know if it's just because I listened to it sped up or not, but some of the words, his inflections were really weird.
Yeah, the way he would pronounce certain words. I'm like, what did you just say? Yeah. And I was physically reading it too. I was like, that is
I read it on my ebook on my Kindle, and then I also listened to it because that's the way I read the best. But still, I'm just like, okay, his inflection and stuff was weird, but I still like the audio.
Oh, the audio was so good. I thought his accent matched exactly how I was picturing his character, because he was also very annoying to me.
Yeah, he was pretentious, and I wanted to hit him.
Yes, 100%. Amanda hopped in. Hello, Amanda. I can't stay. My mom's here, but I really like this book. I'm a normal read, but it was super good. I struggled with the multiple characters at first, but the audio did help. Yeah, I did think the full cast narration also helped me keep everybody in check. I really liked that. She gave it a 4.5. That's pretty good.
Excuse me.
Really looking forward to more by her. Cassandra and Ashton. I did like Mila too, even though I heard people get annoyed by her. She didn't bother me. Yeah. I also, Mila did kind of annoy me in the beginning, but she kind of redeemed herself for me.
I feel like, though, it took a long time. Like, I didn't feel like until the very end, until, what happened. But, like, I feel like that hurt. Just went on too long. Like, that was the point of the story. Like, I'm not trying to but yeah. I just felt like she,
I think that is hilarious. You stand on it. That's your opinion, and you stand on it.
That's funny.
I mean, despite her being such an intricate part of this story, I could have done without her. I don't know why. I don't know what it was that just irked me so much about her personality.
Oh, that is so funny.
I know.
She did get over it. She offered forgiveness and sacrificed herself for someone who legitimately stole her work and her career from under her. So to me, that makes her one of the best characters by the end.
Did she really steal her career? She only stole one book. She didn't steal her career. That's what I mean. Like, Mila chose to look at it that way, that she stole her whole career. Like, she just have one good idea?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
I am glad that Rebecca agrees with me on Olivia. I don't know what it was about Olivia, but she was just kind of there.
Yeah, she was an odd character.
So much so that when we find out more about her, I was like, well,
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, I especially like at the end,
right?
With that big scene of them like in the dining room or whatever. I was like, I'm not shocked at this at all. Like I saw this coming a mile away. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever had a true favorite character for a murder mystery. Yeah, it is kind of weird to choose like, hey, you were not as bad as the rest of the characters. Cozy mysteries for me where you find characters to like them. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh yes, I'm gonna recommend like anybody who read this book, like for sure pick up the audiobook. We can.
I'm sorry.
Her writing would be the same as the other girls. Then there might have been a lawyer involved to flip it to say Mila stole Violet's work. And publishing is not that easy from what I've learned of the industry. And I did write down like Mila wasn't Rodrigo Mila's lawyer?
And no, he was on the, was he her lawyer or was he on the opposing side? I don't remember.
Either way, I think he was in the case.
He was involved somehow,
He was involved in the case,
yeah, he was the corrupt person that kind of staged it against Mila.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, and this, we kind of talked about this one backstage too. How did you feel about the insertion of the books inside of a book? Because I know some people don't love that. Like I'm talking about J.R. Alister's books, and then as we got further into the book when the killing started happening, how did you feel about like the crossing out and all of that jazz? How did you feel about that? And I don't care to start this one. I personally did not pay that much attention to it at the very beginning. I honestly didn't. I was just like, yeah, it's just there. And then when the killing started happening, and then I started noticing that these actually deal with the actual what's going on. I thought that was a great addition to what was going on. I really did. And I feel like the crossing out of the characters' names and like inserting like Ashton or Fletcher, I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty clever. So how'd you feel about that?
I always like that in books, and like in, it's not quite as dramatic, but in the Cormoran Strike series, it's my favorite, but she'll quote books or songs at the beginning of each chapter. And I always enjoy that, even if they don't seem relevant at the time or in the beginning or whatever. I just always like it. And in the audiobook, the sound effect to the crossing out was a nice little touch.
Yeah, I agree. Like at first I wasn't paying much attention to it. And honestly, it wasn't until I was doing, because I actually started out on the audio. Usually I start out reading with my eyes, and I just kind of throw on the audio when I'm driving or doing chores and things. So I wasn't really paying much attention at first, like you said. And then I started picking up, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And then the crossing out. And then I started reading when I would pick up with reading with my eyes. And I'm like, oh yeah, that actually is kind of cool. You know, it just like added a different layer to it, you know, that I really liked.
And I do think they Andy Pelago tried to throw us off by having it in the male voice. At least for the people who listen to the audiobook. And that really threw me for a loop, because I was like, okay, it has to be a woman because it's kind of stretched to be a man's voice. But is it a man? I kept going back and forth. So I do think that was well done to kind of have a male author name.
Right, because do they even say, like, they just say J whatever Alister, but do they ever specify, or does everyone just assume that it's a man? Like everyone kept saying he. Was it ever like actually established? Like nobody ever met this author.
Yeah.
You know, I think they all just assumed that the person was male. And so I think that also
that is true.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you remember if it ever said he?
I'm trying to
not in their
Right.
writing or whatever.
Like,
but
not
when
in-
anybody
like, not
talked about
in-
him or interviews, everybody just assumed it was a dude.
Oh my gosh. I never thought of that.
Because remember, everyone knew him, right?
Yeah.
But nobody ever
But
actually
it was all
met
virtual.
him.
Yeah.
Right. So they all just spoke, all the people spoke about Alistair as a him.
Yeah.
So
And even when later on in the book, his voice is disguised on a phone call. Or
Yes.
whatever, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was also really good in the audio too. I love
Yeah.
like phone calls and
right.
um
I think
things like
it was Mila was the one who was saying like he
Yeah.
as well, like in her own thoughts, so
Keisha says she loved the excerpts. I thought they were really good. Definitely made it different a reading experience. The scratching out of the names was a good addition. I think they may have referred to him as a man and assumed he was. Yeah, I think it was more like just an assumption, which is a really good point. I'd never thought of that.
Yeah.
They also talked about a child being a boy, but nobody ever really knew.
Yeah.
What is it? What does this mean? What child?
They referenced J.R. Alistair having a child in the book.
The child that are you talking about? The child that who was it? Ashton? Was it Ashton the one when he was a child? And there was another child. Maybe that's yeah.
But they also referenced the Alistair had a child, and they went back and forth of it could have been a girl or a boy, and therefore it could be anybody in the house killing people.
Right. He was the one who like that Alistair actually died, and it was the child that was the okay.
Yeah.
Because that would have made a difference too. Like that little nugget would have made a difference too.
Right, until we get to the end.
Right. Let's talk about J.R. Alistair. Who did you suspect? And we can go ahead and spoil like after we talk about our theories. Who did you suspect to be J.R. Alistair from the get-go? Or did you have multiple theories?
I had multiple theories because in the beginning I had no idea. And then like halfway through I was like, okay, it's Violet. It has to be Violet. But because you get like their inner thoughts later on in the book, so I'm like, it's her, but then I was shocked. So, and that's always good when I don't figure it out.
Yeah. I kind of like, I didn't suspect who it actually was at first. I actually thought it was Olivia's the wife, right? I always get Violet and Olivia.
Yeah.
Olivia's. I was like, again, because like I was so suspicious of her at the beginning, and turns out, there was reason. Right. So I always like assumed it either has to be her, or again, not really knowing how much inspiration because it was definitely, like you said, inspiration. It was. To me, I felt like it was a combo of Clue and Agatha Christie's, and then there were none. So to me, I'm thinking, well, it has to be one of the older characters because they're the ones who always are like feeling like they bring down judgment. So I'm like, maybe it could be who it
That's
is.
funny. Yeah. I didn't even think about it in that way. That's funny.
And it's only because it's so fresh in my mind because I just finished it last month. So
it's been a long time since I read it, and then there was none.
I know. I've not read that one. But I don't think I've read that one or watched the movie because I have watched the adaptation to The Orient Express, and I'm so mad I did that because that twist is so good, and I wish I would have read that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, and then there were none actually is listed as a thriller, not as one of her like mysteries.
Really?
Yes, and I had this conversation with my professor because we had to read 5 different books from 5 different genres, and we had one of them was cozy mystery, and then the other one was thrillers. And I was surprised that Agatha Christie was on the thriller side. I thought she would have been more, even though she's not technically cozy mystery. And I was having a conversation because I took the book out from the library, the physical copy, and the librarian was like, "Well, it's not really one of her mysteries because there's a little bit more of like that thriller-esque trope of like the closed door and isolated setting, so yeah, it's technically listed, I guess, on like reader advisory sites as a thriller."
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Leave it alone.
You know, because it's like a little bit more like bloody gore, mention stuff like that. So that's why I immediately connected You're Fatally Invited to that. So, you know, because it's the same, it starts out the same way. There's an invitation, you never meet your host, you know, which again, I guess is common for this trope.
My theories the entire time revolved around Mila, which I think it was more geared towards that. I think that that's kind of the way the author wanted you to go. But I was really confused because she said that she worked for J.R. Allister, but then every time there was a killing, like she was around, and I just suspected her from the get-go. And then I was so confused. I kept like changing it. Well, maybe it is Mila, maybe it's not. And then I really did not see. To those of you who are watching, if you have not read this book, I'm about to tell you exactly who J.R. Allister was. So, warning, I am going to spoil this book. J.R. Allister, I did not expect to be Cassandra at all. At all. I was actually so sad when she died. Like, I was genuinely so sad. I was like, no. And then for her to just come out of nowhere, I was like, yeah, okay. Well, but
I wasn't surprised that she died, but I was shocked that she turned out to be the killer. Like, the mastermind, not necessarily the killer, but the mastermind behind it all.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I predicted it, but I also, again, I don't think I was necessarily shocked when we found out it was her. Just because, like, I don't know, her personality, loved her personality, like you said, like the humor and everything about it. And then I just felt like, oh yeah, that makes sense that it would be her.
Yeah.
Looking back, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. Like, even because you wouldn't, you know, again, nobody suspects the little old lady or, you know, the older person in the group, which is why I think I was like, okay, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
And Rebecca was talking about J.R. Allister's child.
Yeah.
Thank you for clearing that up, Rebecca. Violet creeped me out initially, but that was my sign. It probably wasn't her. I thought Olivia at first, and then I thought she would go for someone in the staff. Then after people were dying, I was like, okay, it's going to be a resurrection trope. Yeah, I didn't see the resurrection trope coming either.
I didn't either.
So I thought about Cassandra with her being older and having a child. Yeah, you caught on more than I did because I didn't. I did wonder if Ashlyn was going to be Cassandra's child. Ooh, that's
what I wondered too. Like when they mentioned that later on, but it was like 70% in or something, and it still didn't even like, yeah, she's going to come back to life. My brain still didn't even clock it. It just
nobody did either.
Nowhere.
But I'm glad he wasn't because I liked him.
Yeah,
I definitely don't think. And then There Were None is a thriller. It's a murder mystery, but it is probably one of her darker books. So that maybe I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm sure they have to just tag it, like if there's certain themes to it. I was thinking maybe Olivia or Ashton I read, and then There Were None when we had an Agatha Christie read last year. Nice. Hello, Jessica. I think I was suspicious once I put together that Cassandra's body was the only one not found. I did think that was a little bit suspicious. Yeah. But I want to know, like, did it ever say what she did? Because she had, like, a ton of blood, like, on the side of the house. Did she not?
Yeah, there was blood on the stones, but I don't know that it told us how it got there or how she rigged it up.
I like games too much to try and not figure out. I hate when I figure it out. It actually ruins the experience for me.
It doesn't as long as it's good getting there.
Yeah.
I've decided I'm going to just stop trying to figure out the mysteries because you know, it takes away the fun. But I definitely, so I kind of expected a resurrection trope. I don't know. I just, again, I don't know why. It was just like, somebody who died is going to be the one that comes back.
Especially because, like, they were just dying off. I mean, they was one after the other. And I was like, there's going to be none of them left.
Yeah. I really thought Mila was going to be the last one standing, like, out of everybody other than whoever the, you know, when we find out it was Cassandra. But at the time I was like, yeah, Mila, she maybe will be getting out of this and nobody else other than the killer.
Yeah.
Or the mastermind.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mila, this is Jen's favorite question. Let's talk about her. More so, like, her plans, if, again, for those of you who are watching have not read this, she was talking the entire time about killing a certain person in the group. And that person turned out to be Violet. She really wanted to kill Violet because, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but she wanted to kill Violet because Violet stole an idea from her and ended up using it as a debut novel because they were critique partners, I believe.
Yeah.
And then, so she was after Violet the whole time. And J.R. Allister hired Mila because she knew all of this, and just kind of conspired with her. But at the end, it comes down to her and Violet. And I mean, let's just mostly talk about the end. Like, how did you think in any way did that help redeem her plans? What do you think about her forgiveness? What do you think about what she did? Let's just talk about Mila. Jen, you want to start this one?
Sure, I'll start. No, like I thought, like I get the whole revenge plot idea. Like, you know, I think I don't know who it was. Keisha maybe said it before. Like, yeah, you know, once that in the industry, like if you sound like somebody else, you get like accused of plagiarism, especially, you know, like after we see it all the time. So like I get that, but like it was one book. You're planning a murder of somebody because they stole your idea. Like, and I know it's fiction, like, but it just to me was like, come on. Like, that's why I just kind of was like, really get over it. I don't know if like the ending, I saw it more as like a redemption arc or that she chose to save Violet, or more of just like maybe the realization of like, yeah, I probably took this too far. And so, yeah, but like realizing that she kind of, you know, messed up and maybe that's why she decided to sacrifice herself. That's just like my thought. 'Cause I don't know, like it was one book. It was one idea. Yes, that is your career, but you don't kill somebody over it.
Yeah.
Or at least normal people don't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But like again, like I can understand like the whole. So like I really thought it would be more of like a whole revenge plot, like maybe trying to ruin the person before we knew who it actually was, and like making them like outing them, something like that. And then it turned into this whole like murder that we find out later, like J. Allister made it like, hey, it's all on you, like to alleviate the burden from them. Basically orchestrated it, pointing that all of these murders were on her. So like that's kind of where I was hoping it going, not that it was just like a planned murder from the start, because how do you get away with that? You know, like did you not think that through? Like you're supposed to be a writer, you know? So yeah.
Andrew, you want to take a stab at Mila?
I thought that it was going to be something more than it was. Like when we found out that it was all because that she stole her book, and I'm like, really? You're going to try to murder her because she stole your book? But so I didn't get it. So I didn't buy it. So then when later on, Cassandra says something, or Allister does, before we figure out that it's her, that she was the only innocent one. So then I was like, okay, she's going to have a change of heart at some point, you know? So it's going to be her and Allister left standing. It's only going to be them. So, but the forgiveness I can believe, because she didn't really do anything, of course, you know, but I was a little let down because that's what it was. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it, like, because she's like, she ruined her life supposedly. Well, why did you let it ruin your life? Like Jen said, you should have just got over it. But that's easier said than done.
Oh yeah, I agree.
No, I totally agree. I see that 100%. Like, why would you go to these extents?
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, when you trust someone, like, this can happen to us. You know, when you trust someone with an idea,
Yeah.
there's always that
Risk.
opportunity in the back of your head that's like, they could easily steal this or they could easily make this their own. So I feel like to plant a murder because like it's at least trust lawsuit first before you go full blown murder. No, I agree. I think I was let down by that too because I think she kind of built it up to be this huge thing and then it wasn't.
Yeah. It sounds like that's what their lawsuit was, and that's how Rodrigo and them come in. But they kind of glossed over it, and I would have wanted more information about that.
Oh yeah,
because they
100%.
talked about it in 2 or 3 different spots, but we didn't even get like real details about it.
That's right.
You know?
That's where she had met Rodrigo. As far as redemption, I think that the forgiveness, like that whole scene with her and Violet of her like shoving her out and saying, I'll stay, you go during the fire, all of that. I loved that scene. It was very dramatic and it wasn't super necessary, but I think it added a lot for me.
I have to get up and unlock the door for my mother. Hold on just a moment.
Right. But I personally really loved it. I don't know 100% if like it redeemed her, but at the same time, I also do because I mean she didn't do anything, so she really didn't. But she also had done it in her head. She really wanted to do it, so I think in her heart she had been like, "Okay, I forgive you for this."
That's why I kind of feel like it wasn't so much about forgiveness, or more about just like realizing how badly she messed up. Like making it exactly like, again, more than what we expected more. But I do agree. It was very dramatic. It was very like, oh my God, who's going to come out of this, you know?
And I was really shocked because usually, again, regular mysteries don't go to that extreme. And I feel like this one just went crazy. Like the last 25% was insane. Like I had seen where you put in the chat, Jen, like because you had read it before me, that was like, what is going on? And I felt that way. I was like, this is the craziest ending to a mystery that I think I've ever read. Because you think mystery, you know, kind of mellow, you know, who done it, but everything was on fire.
And like the second we also found, like, I think that started for me when we found out that there was somebody else involved in the situation. I don't.
Yeah.
And can we spoil it? There was somebody else killing. You know. That's kind of where I was like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on? You know. Yeah.
Are one of your animals having a good time?
Yeah, Chip is excited. Sorry.
I think it's adorable.
I don't know how to mute my mic on StreamYard, or I would mute it. My mom's dog is a Yorkie, and Chip is like a Scotty Poo, and he gets super excited anytime anybody comes home or whatever, and he wants Pepper to play with him. Well, he's like 2, and Pepper's like 14. She's kind of over it. She don't want to play no more.
Yeah.
But that's him trying to get her to play.
Oh, that's so cute. It was just assumed that she had fallen to her death into the ocean. Yeah.
Hassan. Oh yeah, that's because that was her book, right? Didn't they all die supposedly from like scenes from their book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I wondered if Mila was going to end up being a surprise child. I didn't think about that. That's a good one. Or
I wondered that too, but
yeah,
I was wondering if it was Mila or Ashton, if one of them was going to be a surprise child, but
yeah,
who the you was. I never suspected Violet. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that part. I loved how they ended up being partners. Agreed. Honestly liked Mila, but thought she was a little too childlike compared to the other characters. Yeah, she did whine a little bit. I thought the themes of forgiveness and sacrifice were beautiful. I think reading through a Christian lens made it even more beautiful. And I love that she did something completely different than other murder mysteries. 100%. I think this is definitely a unique murder mystery for sure.
I definitely agree with that because you don't get that. Like mostly it's just like everyone's for themselves and either nobody comes out a lot, like nobody makes. So that was definitely I like that little twist or whatever that she sacrificed herself.
And I forgot about this. The way she inspired Cassandra to sacrifice too. Yeah, I forgot about that part. I would agree it's extreme to plan to murder someone because they stole something from you, but like Jen said, this is fiction. It's also not believable that most of this stuff would happen. Well, yeah. Especially the ending. That was a little much, but I loved it. Did have I forgot. Yeah. You're gonna have to give me some grace here. So justice wasn't served. Yeah, because I forgot Rodrigo was the corrupted lawyer. And I love that's why Cassandra killed her husband because he wronged Mila. Yeah. Sobbed in the confessional scenes. I did tear up towards the ending, especially during the part with Violet and Mila. Yes.
Yeah.
Or I thought Mila's one of them was Rodrigo, and then one of them was Cassandra's husband.
I don't remember which is
which. Rodrigo was the prosecutor.
And then, so that would have made Cassandra's husband Mila's.
I think,
lawyer. I can't remember.
And and he wound up throwing away the case. Because if I remember correctly, in the beginning, Rodrigo says we won, but not because of it was true, whatever it was because the defense lawyer basically was corrupted. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, that's what happened. Yeah,
and that was one of the twists that was at the end that again, sometimes the twist can be a little outlandish. How did that fit together? Right. I think they all fit together pretty well.
Yeah, they fit well. Yeah.
Especially the caveat with the child. And I didn't even see that wasn't even in the back of my head, the Cassandra's child. I just think they all fit together pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Yes, so agree. Not enough history was given. Would have loved more information. My favorite was the confessional scene. I totally agree with you, and it finally added the drama it needed. Yeah, very dramatic for sure. One of her many husbands. Yes. One of her many husbands.
The rumors were true. They say it wasn't true. Yeah, I knew. I was like, no, there's no way. That's the whole point of her character.
This sounds correct.
Okay.
Bribed her husband. It sounds like
right.
Something was done that was not right.
Yeah. I missed it, whatever it was. Because I just felt like I didn't get enough information about it.
It was very rushed over. It was very quick.
Right. And I feel like they should have spent more time on that because that would have, I forgot who
it's kind of the crux of the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and if I had to argue something, I feel like it would be that. I feel like we had this big buildup and then the ending was kind of rushed. Yeah. We didn't get a lot. Yeah. It was just kind of this and this.
I think it planned out well, but it was kind of thrown all at you.
Yeah.
Without explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He didn't mean to kill her. I was just supposed to be a prank, and I know. Honestly, I thought because there was a moment where I thought that Ashton really did want to kill the other kid, but I feel bad for him too.
How did Fletcher? I just remember there was another character, Fletcher. Well, how did he play into all of this?
He was the psychologist for Cassandra.
Okay. Got it.
He, in one of his books, in order to get into the publishing world, he wrote about her and said that she needed to just get over it already.
Got it. Okay.
And her kid was the kid that drowned. So,
right.
Yeah.
This is why I should probably read the book closer to time.
Well, so
That's why I waited.
Yeah, I wanted to wait, but I read it early because even though I'm on the non-competitive team of the Amazing Readathon, it actually fit a prompt that I was hoping would fall later, but it was like the second prompt of the
Naturally.
thing, and I'm like, God, and I should have taken notes. But yeah, so like speaking of, because I felt like you had the connection between, obviously, when we find out Cassandra and Violet and Mila. And then the lawyer, like all of that, I felt like was one connection, and then I kind of felt like Fletcher and Ashton were just kind of like random, like even though they had like a whole separate reason for being that kind of threw me a little bit, because that's why I couldn't remember who Fletcher was in all this. But now it's just like, okay, so she kind of just threw in 2 extra people because of that, not saying that it was, so that kind of also I felt like could have been brought
elaborated
a little bit more, right? Yeah,
I agree. At least
because it all fit her web,
right?
But they didn't always connect the dots. Yeah,
it was 2 separate storylines,
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Which I thought it would have been much better if all of them had to do with like one singular revenge thing,
Yeah. Which we've kind of been talking about the ending. Were you shocked at any of the reveals, and talking about the child, talking about Rodrigo, like any of the connections we talked about, any other thoughts about the ending, just any general thoughts about the ending or anything that just absolutely shocked you? I think we kind of covered a lot of the ending, but if you have anything else.
I was actually, and I know like the resurrection trope, I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. But I really thought like up until they made amends, until the dining room scene, I really thought that Violet was going to end up being the killer. So I was shocked when it was Cassandra. I wasn't surprised by Olivia being the serial killer.
No.
But I was shocked that she was not the one in possession of the gun.
Wait, who was in possession of the gun?
Violet had the gun.
Violet.
Yes.
Violet.
Oh yeah.
And I think that was purposely done to like throw us.
Yeah.
Which yeah.
Yeah, they're two chapters that would go back and forth with them, and at first they don't tell you like who it is or whatever. That was well done. I liked the way that it done it, because for me, I didn't see it coming. So
yeah, I agree. I don't know, I felt like we probably were led to maybe not think it was Olivia, but that made me even more so think, yes, she's got to be the serial killer, because there's no way that she's Rodrigo, the attorney's wife, but also the one that stole the book. So I was like, there's no way. I was like, she has to. When we got to like the final few, I was like, she has to be the killer.
Yeah,
so,
Which is quite hilarious to be married to a lawyer and be a serial killer at the same time. Like, how does that fit?
Yeah, and like, is she? Did it ever come up like who else she killed? Like, she was a serial killer, right? But other than the people in the house, like, it never kind of mentioned. Does it? I don't know. Okay, again, it was a while ago that I read it. Like,
I don't think it did.
Think so, right?
It
like,
mentioned she told him she killed her brother-in-law.
That's right.
And then she just would say in her chapters, and a couple others,
right, that she toyed it, right? Yeah.
But I don't think it told us specifically. I feel like her husband may have known like her secret or whatever, and because like some of her killings were things that were justified in her head, like he either ignored it or whatever, because she says something about him knowing.
Yeah, that's right. I feel like it did talk about that at the end, that he was kind of in on some of that.
So maybe it was just that he knew that she killed her brother-in-law. But
what did you guys think about the very end when we've got Ashton, Violet, and Mila, which are the 3 survivors? And they basically were asked, I think it was like a talk show, where the talk show guy was like, are you gonna, no, they were talking about it, and they were discussing telling the police what really happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
That
then
happened first.
they
Yeah.
were like, no, we're going to just write a book.
Yeah.
And what do you think about that? Do you think that was right, or do you think that was well done? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it was a good ending,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it was right,
Yeah,
obviously. But it made for a good story.
Mhm.
because it kind of made it feel like this was the book that they wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
kind of got that, and I love when books do that. Like,
Yeah.
I've read a couple of those in my time of when, like, the book that they're supposedly writing is the book we just read.
Yeah.
I love when books do that. Do I think
Yeah.
it was right? No, they
No.
should have told the police, but I thought it was good.
Yeah. But then again, it would have brought them all down, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I agree that immediately, like when we found out that they were writing the book, that I was like, oh yeah, so this was the book, this was their book and everything. You know, it's kind of like the theory about the show Gilmore Girls. Like if you've ever watched the revival, right? That she says, I'm gonna write a book, and we go back and it's like the whole
Yeah.
show. So that's
kinda
kind
made
of
me
what
like
I was
that.
like thinking when we got to that point as well. So
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. I think it was a good ending.
I think once you know how a murder mystery works, it's hard to be surprised.
Mhm.
So while I might not have had everything figured out, I wasn't surprised, but that didn't
Right.
take away from my enjoyment. Yeah, there was quite a few things that were twisty at the end. Didn't guess any of them, but I kept visualizing Violet as Samantha from Sex and the City. Not sure why. It's so funny how we can just create these characters in our brain. I loved the interview. Speaking of that, Rebecca, how I pictured Fletcher is the restaurant critic from Ratatouille, like with the glasses.
Yeah.
That was Fletcher to me.
That's funny. I used to work with a guy named Fletcher, and he's a country boy from down here. So, like, that's who I pictured the whole time. Poor guy. But they even called him Fletch. That was his nickname.
I thought it was a good way for them to make up for the book she stole, but definitely only in the books. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. All right. This is one of my favorite questions. Would you consider this book a mystery, a thriller, or a mixture of both?
I would say a mixture, like because I've read thrillers that are, like you said, more fast paced right from the get go. I feel like
Mhm.
that makes it more of a thriller, but it's not quite as like subdued as like a murder mystery. So I would say it has to be a mix.
I think it's a mystery
Ooh,
because it wasn't thrilling to me. Because to me, a thriller is something suspenseful, and you can't put the book down, and your heart's racing, and you can't, like, you're anxious.
Yeah,
And it wasn't that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So it was suspenseful toward the end, like after 50%, because it was slow to get started. But
Yeah.
but mysteries often are slow, so
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that because I had such a weird relationship with this book because I really went into it thinking it was going to be a mystery or just a slow, and I guess it's just the type of mysteries that I have read. But this reminded me of like Knives Out, The Glass Onion, which I talk about that all the time. That's literally one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's one of those train wrecks that you cannot look away from.
Yeah.
Like you need to look away, but you can't look away. And that's how I felt about this book. And so to me, I was like, page turning.
Mm-hmm.
But is it a mystery? I personally think that it's a mixture of both, more towards a thriller, just because in the sense that there was a scene in this book, and it was the staff. Oh my gosh, I don't know if it's because I am very much pregnant or but it was the scene where the staff was found murdered, I had to take a minute. I was like, that is a lot to be on page.
Yeah.
And I don't know. For me, I think that I don't know. I'm not used to that much being on page during a mystery, so I think a mixture of both.
I think because I read such intense mysteries, like I don't read just Agatha and I don't read just like the Thursday Murder Clubs. Those are palate cleansers to me. And like other
Really?
mystery, the Corman Strike series after the first one, they are gruesome. And some of them are quite revolting.
No
So
way.
to me, and those are just mysteries. They're just really intense mysteries. Not intense in a heart pumping way, but in a deep, I can't figure it out kind of way. And that's how this was to me, if that kind of makes sense. So
Yeah. I'm definitely going to need some mystery recs from you because I feel like I don't need like a super gory thriller. I need like something kind of in between.
Yeah.
Some of those things that they put on page, man. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't need
The
to
ones that I have read have either been one way or the other. They're more like Agatha or they're gruesome. And
Yeah.
so like I
guess I've
haven't
just
read
stayed
any
on
in
board.
the middle.
Tame side. But I was looking on Goodreads. It is tagged as a mystery first.
Yeah.
And then it's so funny. It's tagged. Oh, you can't see that. It's tagged mystery thriller and then mystery thriller.
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody knows.
Nobody knows.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think I saw someone in the chat said like it definitely starts mystery, right? And I would agree with that too, because, and again, as somebody who really has to be in the mood for a thriller, but I'm not like, I don't really know who to go to for thrillers other than like a few recs. Like, you know, when last year when I did my, you know, booktubers choose and you gave me Riley Sager, I was like, sold. Like, I think I would read everything by them. Like, you know, but the thriller part came at the end. But like you said, like thrillers are like from the first page, like heart pumping, like anxious.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree that I didn't get that at the beginning. It was like, okay, mystery, you know, which is again going back to why I was shocked that And Then There Were None was, according to my librarians, my professors, I'm like, I don't know if I would consider this a thriller, but it's more than like her, you know, like Poirot mystery. So that's kind of the vibes that I got. So yeah,
they need to have a book genre for slashers because that's where it would fit in. It's a slasher.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge like I don't want to see any of it on page. Talk about it off page.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Definitely a mystery.
Yeah.
Mystery. There is a distinction. Definitely a mystery for the majority, but it turned out into more of a thriller at the end. So like, yeah, mystery and then thriller towards the end. Fun and lots of books in different genres to be page turning. That doesn't compute.
Yeah.
Listen here. It was just very, very entertaining to me.
Mystery suspense would, yeah.
Yeah.
I may have to look more into that genre. Or publishing tags for that matter. Sally Hepworth is always mismarketed. Yeah, some of her books are classified as thrillers, and I've never read a thriller by her.
Wait, is she the one who wrote Mad Mabel?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's in my cart. I got it. I need to read that. So wait, she's something. I don't get. I mean, I only have the one book on my shelves from her, and I can't believe that she would be mismarketed as a thriller because I don't get that at all just from the description of one book. I mean, I'm assuming then that she have others. Then if that's,
I think she's written like she wrote The Good Sister, and then she wrote. I've read The Good Sister and I've read The Soulmate, and I think both of those are classified as thrillers.
Okay,
but they were definitely not thrillers. But Keisha can probably tell us more about it because she reads more of hers. But yeah, I don't usually look at the Goodreads tags because I also
I don't either. If a book sounds good, I read it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just happen to lean toward more mystery than anything else. That's what sounds good to me 90% of the time.
Yeah. James. Rebecca, I love this series. Have either one of you read any of this series?
I've read the first one. but I haven't continued.
Did you like it?
I like James Patterson, but he uses a lot of language in his books.
Yes.
And sometimes I don't mind it in books when it fits the setting or whatever, but sometimes with his, it's so excessive, it takes me out of the story. So
yeah. And
I
some
often will like read one of his like once a year because the language is a lot.
Especially if you're listening to it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And some of his like language in these books are very outdated. It's like probably shouldn't be saying that now.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I've never read James Patterson. Like, I always wanted to, but I feel like he's overwhelming. Like it's like there's just too much. I don't know where to start with him, you know, and so I never did, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I've read one of this series, one of another series. That one, the language was even worse, so I didn't read it.
Oh my God.
I didn't read any more in that series. I think it's the Private series anyway. And then I read so many of the Alex Cross, but they get very violent, and those sometimes would give me nightmares depending on the content of them. So, but I'm prone to that, and I'm prone to like sometimes if I get wrapped up in a book, I have to like read it all at once. And so like when his are like that, then I can't sleep for like 2 days. So so I only got to like book 10 or something of the series, and I think there's like 30 something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
he has extremely long series.
Yeah.
And then
but they're very on page. They're very graphic, and the language is intense as well. He's good if you like that sort of thing. It's just intense.
Yeah.
Jen, were you going to say something?
I was. Now I forgot.
Sorry.
No, it's my own fault. My brain sometimes works faster than, you know. Oh man.
Rebecca read Mad Mabel. I've also heard Keisha really likes Mad Mabel too, and I've heard really good things about Mad Mabel.
Heard good things about it. I have the audiobook, but I've not listened to it yet.
I like that, Hannah, right?
Yes, I had that one has been on my radar. I haven't loved. I loved The Good Sister, but I haven't really loved anything else by her. So just kind of right now, I don't want to spend time on books that I'm like not gonna like. So, Soulmate was most thrilling to me, but I wouldn't call it a thriller. Yeah, I wouldn't either. 26. Holy cow. Starting it now. I didn't know there was a TV show. Yeah, I think I got to book 9 or 10. And I was just listening to them. And I agree with Andrea. There's quite a bit of language. And like I said, some of the stuff he said, but they were entertaining. Like I feel like they were definitely like a crime show. Like listening to a crime show.
Yeah.
Has always been someone I think is classified as dad books. But I do have the first in Women's Murder Club because of Gabby. Yeah, I remember Gabby liking that series too.
They are dad books. My dad read them.
Yeah, I feel like
and I have several. When I inherited his books, I have several of them on the shelf in there.
Yes, he is so bitty. The Michael Bennett. Is this another James Patterson?
I think so. That's what I'm saying. It's so many.
He writes a lot. I don't recognize it, but that doesn't mean anything.
Mad Mabel is a new favorite.
I need to read it.
Oh, I didn't even notice that it wasn't.
Oh,
like a melting face.
I thought you did the melt on purpose.
Iris Johansson's Eve Duncan series.
I've not read it either.
I have not.
She's on my list, but I haven't read anything by her.
Is she a mystery author?
I think so.
Oh yeah, James Patterson, Michael Bennett.
Yeah.
All right. Do you plan to read anything else by this author? I think the only other book that she's got out right now is The Library.
Something about a library, yeah.
But I'm definitely gonna pick that one up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that one's gonna be as good, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
I would try the.
Yeah, I'll read her again.
Oh yeah, for sure. Is this her? Does anybody know if this is her debut? Pretty sure. She's not ever written anything else.
I don't know. I lost my phone, so I can't even look it up.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure it's what I do.
That's been like jumping back and forth, so I think they knocked it under my chair somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's spookier.
Okay.
Okay.
I like spooky.
Okay, thank you. It is her debut.
Okay.
And I also didn't know Andy Palago was a woman until I did some research. I was like, oh. All right. Final ratings. Let's talk final ratings. What did you? Oh my gosh, Keisha, you're still on my screen. Okay. What'd you give the book? What was your final ratings?
I landed on a 4. I definitely think it would be maybe like a high. Well, no, I would say more than a 3.5. That's why I landed on a 4. I feel like the ending was a little too rushed and there were a little too many disconnects to be like, oh my God, this is a 5-star read. But definitely enjoyed it. I had a great time, even with all the little quirks that, So I landed on a 4.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a 4 for me too. Mostly because, like I said, I like character stuff and I especially love series and I liked reading about characters on and on and on and on. But so it's a 4 for me because I'll never reread it. And that's what I give 5 stars. If I will reread the book, it's a 5-star. But I won't ever reread it. It's great, but I'll never reread it.
Oh, I like that. I
So
like that
it's a 4.
concept. Never thought about that.
I give a lot of 4 stars because of that, because not everything is a 5-star. But
yeah, probably that would change a lot of my 5 stars if I really thought about it. I gave it a 5-star.
Yeah,
I loved it so much. It was actually my favorite book of this month, and one of the only I read like 6 books this month, maybe 7, and I've only had 2 5 stars. I've had a pretty mid reading month, and I think it was because of this book, honestly, because I was such on a high when I read it. I loved it. I think it was mostly because I didn't expect much from it.
Yeah.
And I was just so excited about it. So I ended up giving it a 5.
I know, it was so fun watching you put your thoughts in all of that. I was like, oh, she's having the best time.
Oh, I was having the time of my life. Oh, and I could actually enjoy it because I'm on summer vacation and I can sit down and actually like have time to read it. That's so nice to have time to read. What a concept.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Library After Dark plays more on horror. Nice. Intriguing. She's kind of like Bones, except skulls. I forgot what we were talking about. Rebecca, you're going to have to remind me once again what we were talking about.
I think it was the Eve series, and I understand Bones, but except skulls, I don't understand. I think Bones, she's referring to the other series, or even if you've watched the TV show. She's a archaeologist, and like she works with the FBI or whatever. But I don't understand except skulls. Does she only work with skulls then?
Studies.
Yeah.
Let us know, Rebecca. I'm sorry. I'm so glad you really liked it.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you liked it. Haven't rated it yet, but it was between a 3 and a 4. Definitely not a 5. Okay. Overall, pretty good book. This is a great way to think about the 5-star rating. I agree. I've never heard of it that way. I may start thinking about that. Honestly, it may ruin my 5 stars now. Would I reread this? Probably not.
I read so much though, which this month excluded. I haven't read much in the last couple months because of everything we've had going on. But ordinarily, I'm reading like 20 books a month. So if I'm going to take time out of my reading new books to spend on rereading books, they have to be really good books. So
yeah, I don't blame you.
And I have reread The Thursday Murder Club more than once. So
I love that. I love that. 3.75. Had a good time with this one, but I felt like it was missing some details at times.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this character, she recreates skulls. Okay. Nice. Thank you for clearing that up. 5 stars. Yay! I'm glad we overall enjoyed it, and it wasn't a complete flop.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm glad that we enjoyed it.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who liked it this time.
We all had a great time just tearing that book apart.
Wait, which book was it?
The Thursday Murder Club.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Oh, that's I have come to the conclusion that Richard Osman, it's just not for me, because I read the Thursday Murder Club. Like, I love the concept of the characters in Thursday, but it was just too many different things. And then what was the other one? It's actually in my Pango pile over here. Oh, we saw Murder.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Too many things. Yeah. No. So he's just not for me.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't think he's going to be for me either. I've decided that I'm going to step away from him, but
yeah,
if you like the older characters and you like clean stuff, the Lord Edgington mystery series, they're excellent. He's an older character and he's training his grandson, and they're hilarious and they're really cute.
Who'd you say wrote it?
Benedict Brown, I think.
Because that sounds familiar.
Can you put that in the Discord? Because I'm going to forget about that in 2 seconds. And it sounds
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look at it. Lord Edgington is a series. He's wrote other series, but Lord Edgington is I read one other book by him in one of the other series, but I haven't continued because I liked Lord Edgington and I wanted to continue that one.
That sounds fun. Yeah, we'll put that somewhere so we can look that up later.
Yeah.
There's not quite as many side things going on.
Right. That's what it is about the Richard Osman's book. How we say his name. It's
if I can't keep up, I'm upset.
Side things, and then to try to keep track of them, and I have ADHD. No, not happening in this brain.
If I have to get a notepad and a pen, something's wrong.
It's too much. It's too much. Yeah.
I think because I don't ever try to figure it out, and I don't try to keep track.
Yeah.
So it works well with my brain, and then when it clicks all together at the end, I really like it. So but it's Benedict Brown, and I'll put it in the Discord when we're done.
Okay, thank you.
They take place. That one is in the 1920s, and so it's really
fun. Cute. Yeah, that does sound fun.
Yeah, I like those historical mysteries.
Yeah.
And Andrea, I'm so sorry, but I went into a Half Price Books a couple weeks ago, and there was a board, and it was what was a book that you absolutely hated that everybody else loved? And I wrote the Thursday Murder Club.
That's so funny.
I wanted to, but listen, did you watch the adaptation?
Yeah.
I loved the adaptation. Yeah. I thought
they did a good job.
I did too, except for the priest storyline. They took that was my favorite.
Yeah,
that was the one that was my favorite storyline of the book, and the only one I kind of was able to follow completely. And they took that out of the Netflix series. But
I hate when they do that, and I told my husband, he watched it with me, and I drive him crazy because I'm that's not the way it was in the book, and I do that the whole time.
It bothers me so much when people say things about the Hunger Games and Harry Potter, because those are my two all time. I reread those, or I try to reread those once a year.
Me too.
And I'm no, that's not what it was like in the book. Read the book. I can't answer those questions for you. Read the book.
Yes. My brother for years had only watched Harry Potter and never read them, and I'm Jonathan, read the books. They're so much better. So he finally has started, but it takes him a long time.
Oh yeah,
he's listening to them, and I was better than nothing.
Have you all tried the new full cast narrations that they've released? Are they good?
I love them.
Okay, better than the Jim Dale ones?
Or they're equal to me. I like Jim Dale. He's my favorite. I know that I think, is it Elise or Yvette? One of them likes Stephen Fry better, but I like Jim Dale the best. And then I really like the full cast. You can't speed it up as much. And I will say, if you don't like background noises, then you're not going to like it, because in different spots, when they go to King's Cross Station, there's noises, they're actually walking in the station. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, you won't like it. But I really, really enjoyed that. And I can't listen to it at 2 or 3 times speed. like I normally do. So it makes me slow down and appreciate it more, but I really liked it a lot.
Because I was just looking at Audible, where I haven't been reading as much. My Audible credits have like skyrocketed. And so I'm like, I think I'm going to buy at least the rest of the series, because one of them, The Order of the Phoenix, which is the one I'm on, it was like $33 on Amazon, on Audible.
Yeah.
$33. So it must be good.
That's the whole point of me having Audible, is so I could collect those series, because I'd rather pay $16 than 30 or 45 or something outrageous. So.
Because more than likely, like, those are series that would be reread instead of using a credit on something that I'm never going to reread.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I don't do Audible all the time. Like, I do it when I get emails saying like, "Hey, we miss you. Here's a deal," and then I let credits for that reason. Like, I think I got the whole Hunger Games for that. I got the original, the Jim Dale. My brother, though, because I currently don't have Audible, just bought all of the Harry Potter full cast, and I'm like, how much did you spend on those? So now I have them on my account, so I can listen.
Nice.
Okay, go for it.
This is off topic a little bit. I don't know how we got here, but
my stars.
Audible, because I want to cancel mine after I use my credits. So if I cancel it, will it keep all the books on my library?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I can reactivate it anytime, and they'll be there.
Because I've done that 2 or 3 times. Because they're always there.
Yeah.
And then if you reactivate it, you just get more credits. Because sometimes, like, I'll go to cancel, and if they give me a deal, I'll continue and save it. But if they don't, then I'll cancel it for a couple months, and then when there's another book I want to read, I start it up again. But they're always there. You just don't have access to the Plus catalog and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. That's
but you can listen to, like, unlike Everand, which I hate, that if you don't have a current subscription, I can't listen to the ones I already unlocked. So I have to have a I hate that. I'm like,
I'm about to cancel Everand too.
I did because of that.
Yeah,
I was livid when they changed their policy, and I already struggled with them because I read so much, and they claimed to be unlimited. No, they capped you at a certain point.
They're not unlimited. They were.
Yeah,
they were.
No, even before they never were, because a few years ago when I was using it, back when I worked from home at like prior to 2020, I could listen to it, but they only gave me up to like 15 a month.
Oh wow!
Because I would use them like So
wow,
yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah,
because it used
to. I guess
be
the normal person doesn't read more than that, but it used to be scripted.
Yeah, that's probably why I never realized that it wasn't.
Yeah.
But now, like, on Everand, you don't get like more than like any of the new titles.
You don't get any of them. Yeah,
on the current plan that I'm on, you don't get any of the new titles. Like,
so I was like, I'm not paying for that.
Yeah,
I was like, I'd rather have Audible and own it forever.
They actually just messed up, and because there's no customer service number, you have to talk through email with these people. There was some kind of deal, and I wanted, so they had a new thing where instead of 3 unlocks, you get 5 unlocks, but I already paid for 3 unlocks. So I would pay the difference and get 2 more additional unlocks for the month. So they charged me that. They never gave me the 2 unlocks. And then the next day they charged me for a full 5 unlocks. I was like, no, I don't want that. I want just the $12 that I was going to spend to get the 2 extra unlocks, because I was just So, of course, it took them days to get back to me. And they're like, well, we refunded you the $12. So here's the 5 unlocks that you paid for. Plus, we'll give you the 2 extra ones that expire in 6 months. I'm like, but I didn't want to pay $30 for 5. I only wanted 2 more unlocks.
See, that's just too much to me.
So I immediately, once they credited me, I just paused the account so that I'm going to buy up the credits, and that's it, and be done. I don't think I'm ever going back to Everand. I'm done with that.
I think out of either one. Everand and Audible. I think Audible is the better bang for your buck, in my opinion. But
I also like Chirp books. They're slightly different. They're not a subscription, but often you can get books on sale there. So I've bought a lot of mine on sale through them. And you go to their Chirp Books website, and then you don't buy in the app, but they download your books to the app. and you
Oh.
listen through the app. But on the website is where you buy them.
Oh.
So, and I've
Awesome.
got,
I'll listen to that.
I bought all of the, there was like a summer series, a clean rom-com summer series from last year or the year before, and I bought all of them. They were like $2 and $3 a piece,
Mm.
Oh my god!
and they were brand new titles. But they
Wow.
don't do that all the time. But if you watch for sales when they come on
Yeah.
sale, you can get them dirt cheap. It's great.
I'll have to look into that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'll definitely look into that. I don't know how we got on that, but we were so passionate about Audible and Everend. But I'm glad that somebody feels the same way, because I was
Yeah.
just thinking that today.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the Netflix series.
Mhm.
I liked the adaptation more than the book, but I think it was overall still too slow pace for what I typically like, and that's okay. I think she's talking about like nitpicking it, how it was different than the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My husband and I read that book together, and usually that stuff doesn't super bother me, but he was like, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. And it's so funny watching a grown man like watch a rom-com be like, that's not how the book did it.
That's so funny. I love that.
New York. Specifically New York City, the 5 boroughs, because different from New York State.
Yeah.
In terms of, culture and whatnot. Is it my accent? Is that why you're asking? Because that's why
I'm assuming.
I'm assuming too, because that's why everyone asks me where I'm from. My accent.
I did not know you could pause, so that's a good idea.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can. Yeah, the accent. Yep. So this is why I specifically said the 5 boroughs, and even more so Staten Island, because my accent from Staten Island is different from like Manhattan or Brooklyn or the Bronx, because it's
Oh, that's funny.
It is. It's hilarious.
Oh, I love that, Rebecca. All right, my friends. I think we will go ahead and end there. I think we talked all about the You Are Fairly Invited, and I'm really glad that overall we enjoyed it. Thank you guys for joining me, and thank you two for joining me as well and reading this book with me. Keep an eye out for the upcoming month. I just finished all of the Comfy Cozy Candyland stuff today, so all of that's going to be coming out on July 1st, so keep an eye out for that. But other than that, again, thank you ladies for joining me. It was so much fun to have you. Thank you to my friends in the chat, and yeah, we will see you somewhere else on the internet. Bye guys.
Bye.